How did Elvis Presley's follow-up record to Heartbreak Hotel fare on the music charts? What were the challenges and setbacks faced during the recording of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? How did the recording of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You lead to changes in Elvis Presley's session routine for future recordings? In early April 1956, Elvis Presley and RCA Victor had struck gold with Heartbreak Hotel, but now the pressure was on for a follow-up hit. RCA executive Steve Sholes knew that a follow-up record was crucial for Elvis's career, so he was feeling the pressure to find the next big song. Sholes was confident about My Baby Left Me for the rock and roll side, but he needed an original song for the A side. The Colonel, Elvis's manager, was cautious about overexposure and had ongoing discussions with Hollywood and TV companies. As the offers for personal appearances flooded in, Parker arranged a recording session in Nashville. However, getting to Nashville proved to be a frightening experience for Elvis and his band. They chartered a twin-engine plane, but it ran low on fuel and had to make an emergency landing near Hot Springs, Arkansas. The refueled plane took off at dawn, with Scotty Moore, Elvis's guitarist, even having to hold the wheel at one point. Elvis's fear of flying would stay with him for years after this scary experience. The pressure was mounting for Elvis to deliver a follow-up hit, but the turbulent flight to Nashville added another layer of stress. Despite the terrifying journey, Elvis and his band made it to Nashville for the recording session. The drama of the journey was just a foreshadowing of the drama that was to come in the music industry. I Want You, I Need You, I Love You became Elvis's follow-up record to Heartbreak Hotel and would continue his rise to fame. The pressure was on, but Elvis and his team proved that they could overcome any challenge and deliver hit after hit. As Elvis's career continued to skyrocket, the world eagerly awaited his next move. As the recording session began, Elvis and his band found themselves facing a series of challenges. The session started with a terrifying plane ride that left the entire group shaken. Despite the rocky start, they made it to the studio where they were joined by Chet Atkins and Marvin Hughes. However, the absence of the Jordanaires, Elvis's preferred backing vocal group, became a point of contention. The session itself was plagued by technical issues and a general lack of inspiration. Elvis struggled with the lyrics and the music just didn't seem to click for him. Even the presence of RCA's producer, Sholes, and a Life magazine photographer couldn't lift the mood. The recording of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You felt strained and lacking in energy. Scotty Moore noted that the music just didn't sound right to Elvis, adding to the frustration. Gordon Stoker, a member of the Jordanaires, was particularly vocal about his disappointment in the vocal backing on the track. He believed the absence of the full quartet had a negative impact on the quality of the recording. Despite it all, Elvis remained courteous and tactful, showing his professionalism even in the face of disappointment. The session, marred by turbulence and technical issues, failed to capture the magic of Elvis's previous recordings. It was a challenging morning for the king of rock and roll and his talented band. But as history would show, even a difficult recording session couldn't diminish the enduring legacy of Elvis Presley. The 3-hour recording session with Elvis and the musicians was filled with struggles and frustration as they attempted 17 takes of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, but never found a complete version good enough for release. Despite the challenges, the version eventually released was spliced together from takes 14 and 17, showcasing the dedication and perseverance of Elvis and his team. Disappointed with the session, Steve Sholes, the producer, wrote a complaint to the Colonel, expressing his frustration that producing a second album seemed to be a low priority to everyone but him. Elaborate arrangements had been made for the session, and the result was just a single song when it should have produced 4 masters, leading Sholes to view the behavior as unprofessional. The follow-up single to Heartbreak Hotel, consisting of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, and My Baby Left Me, received over 300,000 orders before shipping began and continued to gain traction in the market. The first trade review in Variety's Jocks, Jukes, and Discs column acknowledged the potential of the coupling, although the material was not deemed to be at the same level as Heartbreak Hotel. The magazine recommended the new Presley single to its retail readers, recognizing the potential for either or both songs to follow in the footsteps of Heartbreak Hotel. The music industry's anticipation for the new Elvis Presley single was evident in the growing sales figures, with 213,000 units sold in the first 2 days and 653,219 units sold as the issue went to press. The article in Billboard captured the buzz surrounding the release and the promising trajectory of the record, indicating a strong reception from the market. Despite the struggles during the recording session, the eventual success of the single reinforced Elvis's enduring appeal and the enthusiastic response from his audience. With over 300,000 orders received before shipping even began, the new single featuring I Want You, I Need You, I Love You, and My Baby Left Me was poised for a significant impact on the music scene. As the first reviews of the new Presley single emerged, industry insiders and trade publications recognized the potential for another hit following the success of Heartbreak Hotel. The perseverance and dedication of Elvis and his team during the recording session, despite its challenges, paid off with the eventual success and promising reception of the follow-up single. With growing sales figures and positive reviews, the new Presley single demonstrated the enduring appeal and impact of the iconic artist on the music industry. The magazine may have misjudged the allure of the ballad, My Baby Left Me, over I Want You, I Need You, I Love You as the hit side. My Baby Left Me became the preferred side and garnered generous DJ play, leading to huge volume selling and impressive advance sales. On May 26, 1956, I Want You, I Need You, I Love You entered the Billboard Top 100 at number 90 and the Cashbox Best-Selling Singles at number 25. Elvis performed the song on The Milton Berle Show and stumbled over the lyrics, but no one seemed to notice or care. The national press focused on Presley's controversial pelvic performance of Hound Dog on the show. A month later, he performed the song on The Steve Allen Show, but the controversial Hound Dog performance upstaged his current chart single. I Want You, I Need You, I Love You peaked at number 3 on the Top 100 in July and spent 24 weeks on the Billboard list. It never reached number 1, but it sold over 1 million copies, making Elvis the first RCA artist with 2 consecutive gold records. Although lesser known among his singles in 1956, the song proved significant, showing that Elvis's fans embraced his ballads as well as his rock and roll efforts. The strained conditions under which it was recorded led to changes in Presley's session routine, with the Jordanaires providing vocal backing and open-ended evening sessions allowing Elvis and his musicians to work at their own pace. RCA learned that the best way to get records out of these Southern boys was simply to turn them loose and let them play what they felt, as noted in Scotty Moore's book. Which of the following songs did Elvis perform along with I Want You, I Need You, I Love You on The Steve Allen Show in 1956? Hound Dog. What was the Billboard chart peak position for I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? Number 2. Which film featured a performance of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You by Elvis? Elvis on Tour. What is the genre of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? Ballad. Which artist covered I Want You, I Need You, I Love You in the album Elvis, A Legendary Performer Volume 1? None. It was performed by Elvis. Which milestone was I Want You, I Need You, I Love You in Elvis Presley's career? His second RCA single. Who was Elvis's girlfriend that inspired him to put so much feeling into I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? June Juanico. What unusual circumstance affected the final recording of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? Splicing of takes. Who played piano on the recording of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You? Floyd Kramer. In which city was I Want You, I Need You, I Love You recorded? Nashville, Tennessee.